Hello, my name is Dr. Justin Croushore. I am the Assistant Professor of Trombone at Morehead State University and Principal Trombone with the Asheville Symphony Orchestra. This video is designed to help you prepare for your upcoming all-state audition. In this video, I'll play some examples from your repertoire and give you some specific advice to help you in your preparation. Before we begin, let's start with 2 points that we can always keep in mind. Number one, start with a great breath. Get used to that feeling of taking a full, complete, replenishing breath before you begin to play. When you get closer to the audition and the pressure's on, it's really going to help you out. And then second, do not forget, slow practice is better practice. If you're just getting started on these etudes, if you have a little bit of time, go ahead and plan on playing all of your material a little slower to make sure you do it right. It's not worth starting at the full tempo and giving yourself bad information and bad training. Start a little slower. I recommend about 80% of the full tempo. Spend a lot of time there, and you'll be amazed at how easy it is to make that jump to the full tempo. Okay, without further ado, let's take a look at these etudes. Okay, let's take a look at this first etude on your list. It's from the Voxman book, a favorite amongst trombonists. It says B minor on the top, and it's composed by Rosari. This is a nice etude that you can really show off a lot, and I mean that as in a lot besides just playing quickly. If you can play this etude convincingly in the right style, you're showing that you have plenty of technique on the instrument to get around and participate in the all-state bands. So there comes the first point, is tempo. My recording is truly at moderato, at about 76 beats per minute. And I think it's important that no matter what tempo you go with, it keeps that feel. Moderato has a certain kind of walking pace, but a little bit of extra motion kind of feel to it. Make sure you capture that. You can't just play this as quickly as possible and capture that right kind of emotion, that right kind of experience and character. So in your practice, you might want to go a little faster, you might want to go a little slower. The most important thing is it sounds like music and has the kind of style that's demonstrated. So once again, I'm at 76. I'd highly recommend starting this one more at like 60 beats per minute and getting really good at it there. But I would say the kind of pushing the limit of making it sound musical and technical, maybe 88 or 90 beats per minute. I don't think this would make a whole lot of sense to me much faster than that. And we want to show that we're a complete musician, not just a technical machine. Okay, some other things to think about. What key is this in? It's right there on the top of the page. B minor. B minor is very closely related to D major. It's like playing a D major scale with all the same notes, just starting on that B, but it's probably a scale that you haven't spent as much time practicing as some of the other more common ones. So one thing that you can do to make sure your tuning is in good shape, it's simple, it's easy. Bring a drone into the practice room. A drone is just a steady pitch that goes on the whole time. That's very useful for checking your ears. Maybe you have an app like Tonal Energy, Tunable, or Sound Corset. If not, you can go on YouTube and search Music Practice Drone. You can also find some on Spotify, Apple Music, many of those places. But once you found it, it'll basically do something like this. I'm going to put a B drone on. That's just a B. But if I play this etude with that in the background, it's going to do a whole lot to make sure my ear is actually here as well and help make some of those corrections begin. One final thing I want to say about this etude before I play it for you. Fifth position is definitely your friend on this one. I would strongly recommend that you get more familiar with fifth position, A sharp / B flat. There are many instances where you have the F sharp at fifth, you have the A sharp, put it in fifth, so then the fourth, the note that follows, B natural in fourth position, it's a nice easy motion. One way you can practice this is just play a good old B flat. You can do this while you're checking your tuning with a tuner or device. And then play that same note in 5th position and practice getting those to match. I'll demonstrate real quickly. Here's my B flat. And here it is, me trying it out in 5th position as well. Easy to check into, worth doing, certainly. Try to get a little 5th position added into this etude. Let's give it a try. Okay, so let's move on to the second etude you have for your all-state audition. This comes from the most famous book of all for trombone, Marco Bordoni, Johannes Rochu, Melodious Etudes. These are vocal materials that we play on the trombone and are very famous really across the world and have been that way for a long time. First of all, it needs to sound like a tune. It needs to sound like a song. This is the panel's chance to hear, can you play a simple tune and make the instrument sound musical? Keep in mind that's the goal. And if you're not so sure whether you are satisfying that requirement or not, all you have to do is sing it and then play it. And try to make those as close to being the same as possible. If you'd like a great in-between step, I also like to play it on the mouthpiece. Because when I'm playing on the mouthpiece, I'm still hearing the song in my head, breathing the way I need to, and just making sure everything's nice and solid before I put it on the horn. Here, it might sound like this. You get the idea. I'm moving a lot of air and singing with abandon. Simple as that. This one is marked allegretto, which that tempo marking means a little bit less than allegro. So this one might move faster than you expect. I would encourage you, it's a nice long etude, you can take some moments and pull back and do some rubato, but overall, keep moving forward. What the audience wants to hear is getting from one end of the etude to the other without too much slowing down, too much getting stuck, just having this sense of progression. I recorded my rendition of this etude at 104 beats per minute. That feels a little fast to me, but that's what I have marked on the top of my page. And I want to encourage you to get this sense of moving forward. This tune has a walking quality to it. Keep it moving forward, and your judges will be happy for that. Other things to think about, though the music is kind of slow and kind of pretty, the breath needs to be rhythmic and precise. You might think that when you play music like this, You want your audiences to breathe a sigh of relief. You want them to go, how nice. That would be nice. And I hope they do that. But your job is not to do that. Your job is to get in as much air as possible in as little time when you decide to breathe. So when you breathe, focus on it, make it worth your time. Dee da da dee da, dee da da dee da, dee. That quarter note rest that we have at the end of those measures isn't, okay, set everything down and then pick it back up. It's breathe and keep moving forward. And then finally, just like our breathing might not be as relaxed and smooth as we would expect based on the way the music sounds, that's also true with our slide. Make sure your slide moves accurately, lightly, and quickly. Music that sounds like this, you might think that your slide needs to move slower and less specifically. But in this music, I think we actually need to be even more precise with our slide. Though the music sounds slow and pretty, the slide sounds like we're playing a march. Dee da da dee da 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 da. I think you get the idea. Wonderful. I think now it's time to give this one a listen. Let's give it a try. I hope this video has been useful for you. Before we conclude, I'm going to give you those same 2 reminders one more time. Always start with a great breath. Slow practice is better practice. Make sure you learn it the right way, and then add the speed. I wish you good luck in your audition. Happy practicing. Bye-bye.